Hey, what's up, y'all, and welcome to the Take One podcast, episode 51. And this episode, I'm going to be talking about the weekend box office, and I'm giving you my predictions for this weekend coming up. And then I'm going to be talking about what movies will dominate November. And this is something I'm going to be doing every podcast toward the end of the month, of just my thoughts of what movie will dominate that or whatever. And I'm gonna make a podcast because I did that for September, I believe, and I did that for October, and I'm doing it for November. So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna look at certain movies that did dominate, even if like they were toward the end of the month. Just basically at the time and day that I did that, I'm gonna come up with like basically the numbers of what top 5 movies dominated, that month or whatnot. So I gave my thoughts, but I never really gave my conclusions on it. So I will go back and look at what movie dominated September, which we all know what movie dominated September, and then we're gonna look back at what movie dominated October, whatever. So I probably might do that in the next, I say maybe couple weeks, because we still got Jigsaw that came out this past Friday. So I'm gonna give it a little bit of time to stack a little bit more bread before I actually give that out. But probably this week I'm gonna do September. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I mean it's gonna come out soon where I'm gonna just cover it all or whatnot. But I'm gonna talk about this weekend's box office, this past weekend, and the movies that happened. Just as I basically predict, stuff just didn't go my way. I really did not nail this like I wanted to. So we have the top 5, and I'm gonna just give you my results. And then basically, let me give you my predictions. My predictions was Jigsaw was gonna be number 1, Boo 2 was gonna be number 2. Suburbicon was going to be number 3, Geostorm number 4, and Happy Death Day was going to be number 5. And that was my pick for what will round up being the top 5, box office for this past weekend. So the box office came in, and so now we got Jigsaw, which I predicted was going to take the number 1 spot, with a $16 million opening weekend. On a $10 million budget. And then we got Tyler Perry's Boo 2, Madea Halloween, taking the number 2 spot with $10 million. Well, which basically brings this total to a $35 million domestic. Well, not domestic. I'll say worldwide, just the total gross. And then we have Geostorm taking in at number 3, taking in $5 million. And then we have Happy Death Day still on that motherfucker. Taking in $5 million as well, just a little bit under Geostorm. And crazy enough, though, a lot of people, even though this movie hasn't made its budget yet, and in a sense, I guess you could say it's a bomb, but Blade Runner 2049 has legs. It's been having legs, like it's literally ever since it came out into theaters. It's basically been in the top 5. It's been in the top 5. I thought it was gonna be out of the top 5 by now, but gosh, don't get me wrong. I'm happy. I'm happy it is. I enjoyed the movie. I still have yet to put out my review, but just to give you my little quick thoughts, the movie was really good. I enjoyed it. So I was surprised. I thought it was gonna be out of there. Because I don't think too many people was going to go see that. I mean, just look at the numbers, So I was surprised at that. But it brought in $4 million. This brings us total gross to $81 million. But that's still off of a $150 million budget. As you know, Happy Death Day already made his budget back. I mean, $4.8 million was put into there. And it basically made back already $48 million. The Geostorm, I guess you could say this was somewhat, this was a bomb. Yeah, Geostorm was a bomb. I enjoyed it. Personally, I enjoyed it. But yeah, it was a bomb. As its total gross as of now, $23 million on $120 million budget. Yeah, like I said, I enjoyed the movie, but I can see where people might say. But other like openings, we have Thank You for Your Service, which was like a movie I really didn't care too much for. But it is what it is. Like, I don't know if that's a movie I really want to go see. I believe I said that on the last podcast. Did I address it? I don't know. But that's a movie that I didn't really care for. It had its debut weekend at $3 million, but and that's on a $20 million budget. So yeah, I don't know. It didn't have a lot of marketing, but one of the other movies I wanted to get on was Suburbicon. I thought that was going to be up in the top 5, but it's not. I haven't seen it yet. I'm planning to go see it. Right now, at the time that I'm recording this, I'm going to go see it, tomorrow. But more than likely, by the time I end up dropping this, I'm going to go see it tonight. So it is what it is. I'm going to go see it regardless of the fact. And yeah, hopefully I like it. But it came in on its debut weekend with $2 million. $2 million. Doesn't have the budget on here, but $2 million. I'm guaranteed the budget wasn't $2 million. But yeah, I mean, it came in at number 9 on its debut. I don't know. I guess it wasn't that good, but I still am interested in seeing it. Still very am interested in seeing it. So hopefully I find some type of enjoyment out of it. But I was just going on down, just looking at the box office. Some movies are still up in there, whatever. Some movies are still kind of making money. I guess I don't know how. I mean, it's weird. I don't know how they do all this, but so debuting in on this debut weekend, which I've only seen one commercial or one trailer to it, which was on like YouTube, was Amityville: The Awakening, starring Bella Thorne. And literally, this movie debuted. This is crazy. Like, it doesn't have the budget on there. It doesn't have a budget, but this is the debut weekend, and it came in at 120. And what? Not 102, and that's not the money it brought in. Of course, I mean, it would have been number 1, but literally, it came in 102nd place. Like, that's crazy. Like, I don't know. Like, that just shows you how much all these movies, how many movies come out and where they drop in. It's just, when you look at the list of the movies that, drop that you haven't even heard of and stuff like that, it's crazy. But yeah, it only brought in $742. $742 fucking dollars on this debut weekend. I don't, like, how many theaters was it showing in? Golly, do I even have that? Theater. Okay, let me try this. Yeah, it doesn't even show how many theaters it was in. Or am I looking at the thing wrong? Yeah, matter of fact, yeah. 10 theaters. God, 10. What the fuck? What the? Okay, well, I mean, I'm not about to down talk it because I haven't seen it. I mean, obviously, if it wasn't good enough for the studios to, put it in more theaters and put more marketing behind it, get more eyes on it or whatever. But at this point, if you're gonna just not even do that and put it on, a lot of theaters, you might as well just do DOV. I don't even know why this came out to theaters. I really don't. If you're not going to put that much behind it, you might as well just put it VOD. Did I say DOV? You might as well put it on VOD. I just don't get it. But yeah, that's the box office. Jigsaw number 1, Boo 2 number 2, Geostorm number 3, Happy Death Day number 4, and Blade Runner 2049 number 5. That's crazy. I don't know. But I'm going to give y'all my predictions. So, my predictions for this coming weekend is basically, as you guys know, it's no question at all. No question at all. Thor Ragnarok It's coming out this weekend. Can you guess what place that's going to come in? Do you know what? Can you guess what spot that's going to come in? I can tell you. I can literally give you a hint. It's not 2, 3, 4, 5, anything below that. It's not. For the simple fact that the only notable movie that's coming out this weekend besides Thor Ragnarok, which is I guess you could say counter programming, is A Bad Mom's Christmas, which is a movie I am going to go see. I am. I don't know, like I had this, like I ain't gonna say I love the first one. I like the first one. It was actually pretty good. I didn't like it as much as other people, but I'm curious to see how this movie is gonna be. And then just thinking about, like, last year I had a great theater experience with seeing what's that movie called? Office Christmas Party. I know it's like two different things, but I mean it's still the same thing. It's revolving around Christmas. It's a comedy. And like just my whole thing. I mean, I'm gonna get to my predictions or whatever, but this is just a little something. When you have a great theater experience, it leads into you wanting more great theater experiences. It don't have to be a great theater. It don't have to be like state of the art, so advanced. But it's just the experience. You go there. It may be just the day, the temperature, just how it feels or whatever. You go there. And then, you go purchase your ticket, get your popcorn pop, hot dog, nachos, whatever you get. And then you sit down and you don't expect too much from a movie. And then you basically, not even going to say blown away, but you end up really enjoying the movie. And you leave that theater like, man, that was a good movie. That's the experience that I had. I didn't see it at a theater. I saw it at an early screening, which was it was at this theater in Chicago. Not even the theater. It was like the small theater in Chicago, Doc Films or whatever. Chicago University, I believe that was University of Chicago, something like that. But it was Doc Films or whatever, and they had it. And I mean, of course, they didn't sell popcorn or anything like that. But just that day, I think I got off of work that day, and then I went there, and it was such a nice experience. Like seeing a movie that I really didn't have any expectations of, and I ended up really liking it. I ended up really, really, really liking it. I didn't put out a review on it, which I'm mad. Last year it was just crazy. Put out like 5 reviews. Anyway, but but yeah, I mean, it was a good experience. So just coming off of that, even though that was last December, coming off of that, it got me really excited to want to see a Christmas movie. And when I saw this trailer, I wasn't really too blown away because it's similar to the same premise as Daddy's Home. The first one was about these specific characters. Now the sequel is about them and their parents. It's just, I don't know, it's regurgitation. But in any case, it looks like it's going to be good. So hopefully I go see this, and I may come out blown away, or either that, come out entertained. Like, damn, this movie was actually pretty fucking funny. But in any case, yeah, like the only noticeable movie that's coming out to counter Thor Ragnarok is A Bad Mom's Christmas. And so when it comes down to it, Thor Ragnarok is going to be number 1. It's going to be number 1. And we're saying that Bad Moms Christmas, that's going to be number 2. No doubts about it. Jigsaw is going to be knocked down to number 3. Boo 2, that needs to be out because that shit was horrible. Anyway, Boo 2 is going to be number 4, and Geostorm is going to be number 5. I may be wrong. I'm always wrong. I have yet to come out with a perfect 5. And I said perfect. Yeah. And I have yet to come out with a perfect 5 of my box office predictions. Hopefully I'm right. I'm going to keep going until I'm right. Until I just nail it every single time. But yeah, those are my predictions for this coming weekend. It's going to be Thor Ragnarok, at number 1. Number 2, Bad Moms Christmas. Number 3, Jigsaw. Number 4, Boo 2. Number 5, Geostorm. Those are my picks, and I am sticking to them. And we will see next week what happens with the box office. And so that ends that. So let me go ahead and get into what movies I believe will dominate November. Since November is literally not that far away. Literally. I feel like these movies will dominate, November. So just basically the notable films that are coming out this coming month is Thor Ragnarok, Justice League, Murder on the Orient Express, A Bad Mom's Christmas, Daddy's Home 2, Coco, Polaroid, and Death Wish. So I picked out of those. I forgot how I did the last time. I think I maybe picked 5. But whatever. So basically I'm going to pick 5 films that I believe that are going to dominate November. Number 1, of course, being the highest. Number 5 being like the lowest out of the 5. So basically, I don't know if I should say number 5. Started with number 5, but it's not a countdown. But anyway, so I believe the movie that will take the cake as being the highest grossing of November will be Justice League. Hands down. Will be Justice League. I believe it has that type of feel, that Avengers feel to it, that it will be able to dominate November. That enough people are going to be excited about it. Comic book fans, comic book movie fans, casual fans, or casual audience and stuff like that are all going to be wanting to go. Are all going to want to go see this movie, because not only is it a superhero movie or whatever and action and all that stuff, it looks fun. Joss Whedon came on to basically, I ain't gonna say replace, but basically, take over the reins because of the tragedy that happened with Zack Snyder and his family. And basically just kind of like rewrote some stuff and maybe reworked a couple things. There's some reshoots and stuff. And so this movie is more than likely going to be fun. It's going to probably have an Avengers feel to it. So, I believe that this movie is going to be at number 1. Number 2, of course, Thor Ragnarok. This may be switched out. We may come to it. Thor Ragnarok may take the cake by the end of this month. By the end of this coming month. It may. I don't know. But I do believe that Thor Ragnarok is going to make a significant amount of money. But yeah, I believe it is going to come in number 2 anyway. Number 3, Coco. I know a lot of people ain't really been kind of on this like that. It hasn't really been on like a lot of people's radars as far as the marketing and everything else go along with it. But I'm really looking forward to this movie. Like I said, it takes one movie or one theater experience to make you want to go see that movie. Well, not that movie, but a similar movie. It just takes one experience. And just another experience, I'm not going to talk too long on it, but just another experience is that around this time last year, around like in November, I don't know if you guys remember, the movie Moana came out. Now, when that movie came out, that was the time where I really was just really starting to take my son to the movies. And I try to take him as much as I can, because that's something that I love and I enjoy, because I'm talking about it right now on the podcast, and I do movie reviews and all this stuff. So that's something I really want to share with him. And I try to take him to go see, kids movies as much as possible, and, just have that father-son bonding. So last year, he said that he wanted to go see Moana, whatever. I didn't really see it as like, a girl's movie or something like that. I just thought, it's a kid's movie, You have two main characters. You have the title star Moana, and then you have God, what's his name? Damn it, you know, The Rock's character. And so I went to go take him, and literally I ended up loving the movie. I myself end up loving the movie. I love the movie. I love the songs to it. It's such a fun movie. It's all around is good, you know. I mean, it does have some flaws, of course, but in any case, it was a fun fucking movie. I enjoyed the hell out of it, and just the feel around that time, and just me just kind of falling in love with the song "How Far I'll Go." Like, that's, man, I love that song. I still listen to that song to today. Don't judge me. But yeah, so we saw that movie twice in theaters. I got it on Blu-ray. That was the first Blu-ray that I bought. I'm just now starting to buy Blu-rays, you know. So it's like that's the first one that I bought, and so just the feel of that is still kind of lingering all the way into this year. And it's like I kind of want to, you know, that time is coming around. I kind of want to see another Disney movie. I mean, even whether it's Pixar or a Disney movie, I still want to see it. So Coco, like I said, I'm not gonna make that story too short. Coco is I ain't gonna say I'm trying to capture bottle. I'm trying to capture bottle. I'm not saying I'm trying to capture lightning in a bottle twice, but you know, who knows? I didn't have any expectations of Moana. I was just literally taking my son. I saw the trailers. I'm like, you want to go see that? He's like, yeah. So I took him. Didn't expecting to love the movie. And I may have this about Coco. My expectations aren't high. I'm not so sitting here thinking like, oh, you know, I don't think too much of it, but I might love the movie, you know, and really be enthusiastic and really expecting to love the movie. No, I'm just expecting like it to be hopefully a good movie. And when it comes down to it, yeah, I think because it's a children's movie, it's Pixar. I think it's just, I don't know. It's either just a Disney movie or a Pixar or a Disney Pixar movie. They're both different. I mean, not too different, but I mean, I don't think anybody really care, you know, whatever. But in any case, I know I'm talking a lot on this. I'm sorry. Number 4, I believe that Murder on the Orient Express looks very interesting. I think that's going to be the fourth highest grossing movie in November. And then finish off the top 5. It was kind of like a toss in between A Bad Mom's Christmas and Daddy's Home 2. Because both of them ended up being movies that I did like, the originals. Ended up being movies that I did like. I wasn't too taken back by it. But, I mean, Daddy's Home, I really did. I could say I like that more than Bad Moms. You know, I like that better than Bad Moms. But when I look at it, Mila Kunis, she's not, I don't know. Like, I mean, just to put it like this in perspective, like, star names don't have as much clout as it did back in the day. You would say this movie such and such, Tom Cruise or George Clooney or, you know, Angelina Jolie or whoever was the actor, Denzel Washington, you know, and people will go see it. Nowadays, that's not the case. You can say, oh, it's Dwayne The Rock Johnson on there, and it still might do bad. You know, so when it comes down to it, you know, I mean, you can't really count that, but star power do have some type of influence. I guess you could say some familiarity. I think that's how you pronounce it. I think it will play a role when you're pitting these two movies against each other. I know that they're gonna probably both make money, but because Daddy's Home 2 has more recognizable names, I ain't gonna say names, but faces. You got Will Ferrell, and you got Mark Wahlberg. You got Mel Gibson in there, and I believe John Cena is gonna be in there at one point. You know, so you have all these recognizable faces. Bad Moms do have recognizable faces, but it's not as recognizable as the faces in, Daddy's Home too. So when I put that in perspective, I think Daddy's Home 2 is going to be is going to outbeat Bad Moms Christmas, and I believe that that's going to finish off the top 5 with the highest grossing movies of November. And so, just to recap, because I know I talked in between a lot of them. Well, I talked a lot in between all of them. It's going to be Justice League, going to be the highest grossing one. Right after is going to be Thor Ragnarok. Right after that is going to be Coco at the number 3 spot. Number 4 spot is going to be Murder on the Orient Express. And number 5 is going to be Daddy's Home 2. So those, I guess you could say, my predictions. As far as the other movies, Polaroid and Death Wish, I don't really think that they're going to be, whatever. Polaroid may have some promise and may make some money. It's going to make its budget back, but I don't think it's going to be in the top 5 highest grossing films of November. Death Wish, that's a movie where I don't think a lot of people are really too fond of. Well, not even going to say fond of it, but really too much know about it, because it is a remake, and I don't think a lot of people have seen the original shit. I haven't even seen the original. So I don't know if it's going to do as good as they may hope it will do, but we'll see. But that's just my pick of the movies that will dominate November. So we'll find that out sometime in December, how it fared, and yeah, hopefully I'm right with my predictions, as I've not been right with my predictions throughout these weekend box office, but it's whatever. And so with that said, that's all I have to say. So that ends this episode 51 of the Take One podcast. And thank you guys for listening to this. And if you guys like this, go ahead and hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn your notifications so you get notified for anything that drops on my channel, from movie reviews, podcasts, lots of podcasts, SPOILERCASTS, all that stuff. And I'm going to be having more stuff on there. And so I will catch you guys on the next one, episode 52. Peace.